I think we should move to a higher level because India has developed into a phenomenal country and the fifth largest economy. And we want India to play a more active role in global politics. Now you are a superpower and you should play a role which fits a superpower. I'm attending two conferences. They call Conclave and Raisina, the most famous foreign affairs conference in India, in Asia, and have got participated few meetings dealing with digital transformation, dealing with new technologies, dealing with geopolitical affairs and so on. So I'm going to meet probably hundreds and hundreds of people and have various talks about bilateral relations of India to Poland, but also because we are at Raisina, you talk about Asia as a whole and all kinds to do with politics in this region. So it'll be very busy.
Yeah. So in terms of diplomatic relationship, how do you see the bilateral relationship between New Delhi and Warsaw, and in what sectors do you think the relationship can be enhanced further?
Well, we have relations. We've had relations for the last 70 years. To this year is the anniversary of establishing the relations, and they've always been extremely good. We never had any problems, and now we think we should move to a higher level because India has developed into a phenomenal country and the fifth largest economy and very important politically, and we have developed as well, and we have more to offer to each other. So yes, I will be discussing possible cooperation in new technologies, in digital technologies, in cybersecurity, in cooperation with new renewable energies, because we are very keen on it, and so is India. We're quite developed in the IT sector, which brings 9% of GDP to India, but brings about 7% of GDP to Poland as well. We are quite also developed. So there are lots of spheres, enhanced political cooperation. We want India to play a more active role in global politics because as the largest democracy, we want a country like India would share our values as to how the world should be organized, to play a more role. So we want to partner with India. We were talking about high-level official visits, which haven't been lately. We want to organize that. We want to have a format of Polish-Indian business cooperation to discuss that. We are looking at potentially creating a India Central Eastern European forum to discuss amongst a few countries. I'm involved in the 3 Seas initiative, which links some 30-odd countries in Northeastern Europe, including Poland, and India is very keen on that format as well. So there are lots of topics, and we talk about Indian investments in Poland. There are some. There's Indian diaspora in Poland now, very busy in business. We want to make some investments, I think, in here. We would like to make it easier to open businesses in India for our entrepreneurs. So there are lots of topics.
So you mentioned about the high-level visits. We know it's election year in India, and can we expect any visit? And also, when your Prime Minister was elected, our Prime Minister was quick to, congratulate him on the victory. So how do you see the warmth?
Well, I think I'm not going to comment about the election, but I can see how much progress India has made under Prime Minister Modi for the last 2 terms. So I wish him well, but and I'm sure after the election it would be slightly calmer in India because now everybody is concentrating on the domestic issues. But then I think we would be maybe able to arrange some higher ranking visits, and because we want to have a closer cooperation with India, because we want India to play the role it's due in the world affairs. You are not some small starving nation, which you had food shortages in the 60s. Now you are a superpower, and you should play a role which fits a superpower on the world scale. And because, as I said, we share the common values, because you are a democracy, and we share the common values, we want you more engaged. Because otherwise, the other people get engaged, and that is to the detriment of us.
Just last question, sir. It is going to be 2 years since the Russia-Ukraine war broke out. How does your country see the current situation?
I never believed that post World War II, I will see another colonial, neo-imperial aggression in the world, armed aggression. And Russia is basically attacked Ukraine, which is a sovereign country, as acknowledged by the United Nations, to reclaim a territory which used to be Russia's colony in the 18th and 19th century. That is not acceptable in the 21st century.
Do you think it is going to end anytime soon?
It could end up immediately if President Putin withdraws the forces which invaded a sovereign country in Europe. It could end up immediately.
And how do you see India's stance in this overall conflict?
Sorry?
How do you see India's position
Well,
in this conflict?
I understand that India was always a non-aligned state and doesn't want to take sides. But in this case, I talked to my Indian friends and colleagues, and they perceive that it's against Indians' principle, because India believes in international law. India believes in sovereignty of independent states not being abused, and it's a very and India certainly does not want to see a colonial aggression, which it is. So there is a degree of understanding which I see in India that this is not right, and we have to stop that war.